Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back if you're new here. I'm Liz. And today we're going to be talking about a former showgirl. We're going to be talking about Miss Marjorie Ann Orbin. What a fancy name, right? Obviously, this is Valentine's crime. So she committed some type of crime. But before she was a convicted murderer, basically, she was a former Las Vegas showgirl. She liked to shake it all, and it's because of that she knew how to put on a show. Well, she put on a whole different show. Why, you ask? Well, so on October 23rd of 2004, a homeless man on his way back to his neck of the woods in a desert stumbled across what was like a discarded mattress and some other junk in the desert, and he decided to take a break. And he also decided that maybe I'll just look around to see if I can find anything to pawn so I can buy more alcohol. So he sees this 55-gallon tub just kind of hanging out there. And he decides that, hey, maybe there's something valuable in there. I'll go in, look in it. Yeah. Well, what was in there? He was not anticipating. Oh, no. Oh, no. So when he finally got into the top of the tub, because this tub was half-assed secured together, when he finally opened the lid, the smell of decomposition just came right out. And at first he didn't really think anything of it, but that smell would just radiate in the air. And soon he would see what looked like a belly button. Now, of course, this would terrify him, and he got some help. What this man didn't realize he found a decomposing body. So when the police were called, they showed up, they talked to this man, they released him because, they knew he was a transient homeless man, and clearly he's terrified, so they sent him on his way. So the police then look at the tub, and they find human remains, or what would be a full set of human remains, maybe. This body was a male, and it was deemed that this body was in this tub for quite some time due to the goo that had surrounded what seems to be what's left of this body. So, they also find out that this man had been hacked above the navel and below the knees. He was headless and legless. They also determined this man was a heavyset man, although I'm kind of interested in how they figured out he was a heavyset man, because when you die and when you're in decomp, your body swells, so that kind of for me is a little odd. But anywho, so they figured out that this man is headless, legless, heavyset. He's also wrapped in plastic, and there's trash bags are in there to conceal him. Also, another fact about this is that all of his internal organs were gone. They didn't know where they were. So, yeah, that's another what the fuck thing. So as they started searching the surrounding area, they noticed that there was tire tracks, but there wasn't a whole lot to go on with these tire tracks, so they kind of just were like, that's odd. The other odd thing is that there's another officer who is on the scene. He's assisting with the case of a missing man. This missing man is a man named Jay Orbin. He was reported missing on September 22nd. Now, his wife, Marjorie Orbin, or should we say actually his ex-wife, she was concerned with the state of her missing husband, and she reported it, yada, yada, yada. I'm playing the good wife, I'm going to report him missing, blah, blah, blah. But she seemed to be okay with the fact that he was missing because she was on a spending spree. Oh yeah, but that wasn't all. She was also flaunting her lover, Mr. Larry Weisberg, all over town. And this is what really made her look suspicious. Ladies, or men, whatever sex, whatever you identify as, if you're going to kill your spouse, you gotta wait some time before you start blowing the life insurance money. You gotta wait some time until it's a cold case, or until it blows over. There's no active investigation. That way they don't look at you and be like, bam, you did it. You got to give it time. She clearly didn't give it any time because, he's only been missing since September 22nd, and we found him on October 23rd. So he's been missing for about a month. Kind of. We'll kind of get into that in a little bit. So she reported him missing on that date. You're already flaunting your lover out in public and spending all of his money. All of your missing husband's money. Why don't do this? That's bad. Put the wallet and debit card away to make yourself look less guilty. Anywho. So her flaunting all this and doing all this, they started looking into her, and they found out that her lover actually would stay with her when Jay would go out of town. So Jay was also he was her ex-husband, which I'll kind of talk about. He's also a self-made millionaire that had a successful art dealing company and a jewelry company. So his success would help support Marjorie in the lifestyle that she wanted. So her being a Vegas showgirl, she's used to making all that dough, being able to survive and have what she wanted with all that money she was making. Now she has Jay, who can support what she wants, what she thinks she's deemed necessary in life, also support their child, all while they're still living together and they're actually divorced. Alarm bells. The lavish and lifestyle and princess-like lifestyle would become her downfall, and her luck would run out. So, Jay's truck, which was, it's not really a truck, it's an SUV. His Ford Bronco was found near where the body was found. And what worked in the favor of the police is that there was actually keys found on the victim's body. Once, they cleared off the goo and all of the decomposing stuff off the keys, they would see if these were Jay Orbin's keys or not. So if the key fit, then this was Jay Orbin in the tub. And what do you know? When they went to the impound lot, or technically it was in the basement of a building at the impound lot. This is where the Bronco was. When they went to the Bronco, the keys fit. The keys matched. And one of the police had deemed it that this indeed was our missing man. This was Jay Orbin. They also would indeed confirm that the vehicle was also Jay's, obviously that opened it, and now Marjorie Orbin is their prime suspect. So after Jay returned home from a business trip, now he returned home from a business trip on September 8th, so he was found on October 23rd. He was last seen on the 8th. His credit card record and his phone records showed that he returned home, and he had simply just vanished into the air before what would have been his 45th birthday, or what would have been his 45th birthday. So police believe that Marjorie shot and killed Jay, and then she would dismember his body with a jigsaw blade. They also believe her motive was to hide her affairs and to inherit his life insurance money, which totaled about $1 million. So, like I've been hinting at, he's her ex-husband. They were still living together. They divorced in 1998. But Marjorie told him they should live together like man and wife. What an interesting woman, right? Well, Marjorie was suspect number one from the beginning, and they would soon arrest her in December of 2004. This is after a friend had contacted the police. Now, the police had this friend told the police that Marjorie had previously threatened to go and shoot Jay in the head. And this was like triggering alarm bells. So what would come out is that Marjorie attempted to, or admitted to, shooting Jay in the head and then wrapping his body in a blanket and put him in the desert. Starting to make sense, right? Starting to make a lot of sense. So they arrest her and they try her for Jay's murder. So it's during her trial, it would come out that soon after he was shot, Marjorie used a fast electric saw and dismembered his body. Hence why he was cut just above the navel and above the knees, or right below the knees. Yeah, but that's not all. They also believe that she killed him in their garage. Because you see, Miss Marjorie had just freshly painted the garage floor. soon after he went missing. So the police ultimately believe this is where she killed Jay. He just came home, bam, hit him right in the garage. So after she killed him, she then took his credit cards to buy a package of black trash bags, 2 55-gallon containers, of which one of them Jay was in, and she then obviously took care of his corpse, put it in the tub, and then brought him out to the desert. So during her trial, she said that Larry Weisberg was actually the one that killed Jay, and that Larry killed Jay and had threatened her son's life. But what sucks for her is that Larry actually already had an immunity deal, and so he would testify against her. Yeah, her trial lasted longer than it was expected to last, but she was found guilty ultimately on first-degree premeditated murder, 2 counts of theft of $100,000 or more, and 2 counts of fraudulent schemes and artifices. That was the title of it. So she was sentenced to life in prison without parole, and she is currently in Arizona State Prison in Perryville. So that, my friends, is Marjorie Orbin and the death of Jay Orbin. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in another Valentine's crime video.